of gang shit, they know us. Nigga, you can hang with us. No, moving with the same click. No, 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 no. Oh, whole lot of gang shit, they know us. Nigga, you can hang with us. No, moving with the same click. No, 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 no.
I'm on my level, that's a fact. My reputation is intact. Niggas always try to bring a scandal on me. I'm shooting movies with Mac. Some ladies want me for my cash. I'd rather spend it on the track.
Oh, napopa mina. Hey, katari nje bayishiya kanje. Hey, ngizibona ngikhulile. Ngifuna imali.
Manje sewenzani bafo?
Awu bafo ngiyadlala kwenze njani?
Awu, uphethe kanjani?
Bafo kanje, bafo.
Kumele kanje.
Oh.
Manje dlala sibone.
Mina ngu left mina nje.
Awu, suka.
Awu bafo.
Suka baba.
Ngitholele bafo.
Suka.
We,
Siyenza kanje.
nina ninomona vela ama artist. Hey.
Ngibona ngihudile. Ngibona ngihudile na. Uyabona?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy Umbulelo Katise, aka MacLoud, and as you can see, Bafethu, we are deep in Pitori Vandag in Garankuwa, and we are going to interview a very talented gent by the name of Botlhale Phora. Yes, Bafethu, he's a musician, he's a singer-songwriter, artist, actor, and a radio personality extraordinaire. If you want to hear more about his story and be inspired just like me,
I can save you, I'm the new Messiah. Yeah, I can save you, I'm the new Messiah. Yeah.
Chela mina kutukalangan, nabola bana bashaya ispan. Chela mina kutukalangan, nabola bana bashaya ispan. Chela mina kutukalangan, nabola bana bashaya ispan. Chela mina kutukalangan, whole lot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we promised you, we are here with Botlhale Phora, and he's going to tell us a lot about himself, a lot of the things that he does. This is a special episode for you artists, everyone who loves music, who loves radio, and all of the above. I think you're really going to find this one interesting. My brother, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, and you, bro?
I'm good, man.
Awesome,
just
man.
Introduce yourself to the people.
Yeah, definitely. Sure. Well, this is Botlhale Phora from Pretoria, deep in the dusty streets of Garankuwa. I'm a singer, songwriter, a guitarist, a radio personality, also an actor.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is who Botlhale is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, that's nice to hear that. You know, a lot of people, I think, have this misconception. Uguti, once you are introduced as this thing or this person, you can't also have other talents.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what we're here to break
True.
in the world of art.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
As an artist, I believe that you can be doing a lot of things because it's all part of the art. They're all interconnected.
Yeah,
it is
broad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but before we get into you, Botlhale, the artist, let's get to know you, my brother. Uguti uqhamuka kuphi, your background. How did this whole journey start for you? Let's talk about your childhood, growing up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Botlhale, like I just said, is a young man who grew up in Garankuwa. I was born and bred here in Garankuwa. And, you know, I went to primary schools, secondary, also high school.
Yeah.
And I've always loved music. You know, I used to, you know, hit the tables. Share my band.
Oh, you were those ones at the back row and making noise.
That was me, man, back there. So
Yeah.
that's where, you know, this music love came from.
Yeah.
I've always loved music from an early age, you know, from my uncles playing music, always, you know, kind of weekends, when they're off, you'd hear them play. And that's where, you know, the love of music came from. So, and as time went by in school and everything, like I just said, now I was playing on my bands, on the tables and all that, and I grew, and then in high school, that's when I started singing. And
choir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we were four.
Okay.
4 guys. We started as a boys' choir.
Oh, like boma quartet nyana,
we started like that, and then the school asked us to, you know, just do a whole choir for the school.
Wow.
And I was the choir master in my school because I was one of the founders of the choir.
Wow.
And in the high school that I was, you know, attending. So from there, after I matriculated, that's when I decided, you know what, I'm gonna focus fully on music because that's where I discovered, you know, my talent.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, you know, music is my way. This is my route. And
so Botlhale, speaking of which, man, what was the trigger for you You know, I know you said high school was when you decided, or after high school is when you decided.
After, yeah.
But what was that trigger? What was that deciding factor for you to be like, you know what, I think music is actually the way I want to go now?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So actually, I wanted to be an architect.
Okay.
So, I want to maths and science.
Yeah. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. So I couldn't qualify. My APS score wasn't enough for me to study further architecture. And I was like, what is it that I can do that I feel like nobody can do it better than I do? And the first thing that came to mind was music. And I was like, you know what, let me just follow this one.
Yeah. And
I started doing music, you know, from your bedroom studios. That's where we all start.
Yes.
And today I'm here.
So tell me something, you know, speaking of bedroom studios where we all start, because there's always a starting point for everyone, but what is the point where you actually decide this is my career, I'm going to take it seriously, and I actually want to start making money from this? What are the deciding factors, and what was your journey to be like, okay, I need to do this differently now? I need to start working with different people, or angas, whatever I was doing, I need to change it up so that I can get to the level of actually being called a professional artist?
Well, it's not easy studying, you know, down there, you know, like I just said, bedroom studios and all that. It's not that easy. So I thought of, you know, going for competitions. And the first competition that I went to was SA's Got Talent. I think it was 2015.
Yes.
And, you know, I got some exposure on TV. And then 2016, I went to the Voices A. And I got more exposure. I was like,
how were those experiences for you? Those are big, like, platforms, you know?
True.
They put you out there
as
South
definitely.
Africa.
You know, they really played a huge role in my music career, honestly. As It's Got Talent being the first one. And, you know, I didn't get that far. I think I got to the semi-finals, if not mistaken.
That's far. That is far. One would argue, eh?
Yeah. So I got eliminated. I think it was top 21. That's where we got eliminated. And then went to the Voices A. The Voices A, it was great. And, you know, we're the first duet to ever make it on the season 1 of the Voices A. And we got to, I think, top 32. And, you know, I've always had this thing of never giving up.
Yes.
And my sister told me about Idols. By then, I didn't know nothing about
Idols.
I'm at DSTV back then. We couldn't afford such things. So I was like, hey, I don't know anything. I was like, no, come to my place. This is Idols. And I had to watch it from, you know,
just to see like the whole format.
I had to watch everything. I was like, okay, I'm going to go.
I can do this.
And then I went to audition. First audition I didn't go through. Okay, so I went through with the guitar, and I had only about a month playing a guitar. So I took my chances.
Self-taught, by the way.
Self-taught, yeah.
Wow.
And went there and went to see the directors, and then I messed up the chords at the director's cut.
Oh, I see.
And I didn't make it. They called, I think it was on Monday. They were like, unfortunately, you didn't make it. I was like, oh, cool, thank you. See you in Joburg.
At least they called. They didn't just keep quiet. You know, normally they don't say anything.
So I got a call. I was like, no, it's fine. I'll see you in Joburg because I auditioned in Pretoria.
Okay.
So I didn't make it in Pretoria, and then I waited for the ones in Joburg, and I went.
Also, you are allowed to audition again,
you can go to
even
different
if
provinces.
Okay.
So I went to Joburg. Joburg, I remember I got there around 6 o'clock in the morning, and I auditioned about past 6 to 7.
That's
late
dedication,
in the
man.
evening.
That's dedication.
And I went through.
Wow.
But unfortunately, the directors had already knocked off, so I had to come back tomorrow again.
Wow.
And I'm far. I'm in Joburg. I have to come back home here. So I had to make a plan. I went to my aunt's place. I slept there. Tomorrow I went back again, and I auditioned for the judges. No, the directors.
Yes.
And then during the week for the judges, and then I got 4 yeses, got a golden ticket.
Wow.
And I made it to the top 3. Yeah.
That's huge, man. That's really huge. Like, it's not something that everyone can just be like, yeah, I mean, I did that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, talking about this whole musical journey, tell me about your first song that you put out. What was the name of that song, and what inspired that song?
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's this beautiful piece that I wrote. It's titled Mamaga Nozi Notando.
Yeah.
I wrote it before Idols, and I released it before Idols.
Yeah.
And when I wrote the song, I wasn't dating. I wasn't in a relationship. But, you know, you know, they always say what you say is what you attract.
Yes.
And I wrote the song about Mamagano's in Otando, you know, finding that special somebody, you know, who's gonna live with you for the rest of
Were you
life.
longing to find that person?
Yes.
Is that what it was inspired by?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I wrote that song, and it's a very beautiful one. And after Idols, I presented it to the record company that I was signed to, and they really loved it, and I re-recorded the song and dropped it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And from there, we just took off.
Yeah, slowly but surely getting somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's shift a bit from the music. Let's talk about radio. How does Botlhale now find himself in the radio space?
You know, honestly, with radio, I don't know. Honestly, I've always heard people saying you have a voice for radio. You have a voice for radio. I was like, but I've never done radio. We can do it.
Yeah.
Like really
You're well spoken. You can do it. Yeah.
You do have a voice for radio. I was like, okay. And then my sister again, I was like, I saw.
One moment for your sister, Siyabonga, Sister Botlhale. Because this is the second one now that you, no, thank God for your
sister. She was like, I saw auditions at SMUFM. Go there. I was like, yo, okay. And then I recorded a small clip.
Yeah, those demos. Yeah.
And then I sent it to them together with my CV. And I got a call from them. I was like, hey, please come through for another audition.
Wow.
And I went there and I got the post. I was doing an afternoon drive show.
Wow.
So yeah, and then I left. About a year later, or a year and a half, I think I did 2 years later, because I did that in 2018. No, it's more than 2 years.
It's been quite a while.
I did that in 2018, and then I left, and then I went back last year, 2022 to 2023. Yeah, and yeah.
And in terms of radio, music, which one would you put?
Music. Music is my
music above everything.
Music is my first love.
Yes.
Well, in radio there is music, and it plays a huge role. You know,
it's part of the yes, definitely.
You know, build connections and all that.
I suppose that's also another thing that attracted you to the radio spaces, because Vele, we do talk about music there as well. And listen to music. And then Botlhale, the actor. Now, how does he find himself now in front of the camera, reading lines and acting as this character as well? Yeah.
Like I just said, there.
Yes.
So with this one, like I've never acted before in my life.
Yeah.
But like I said, people always say that you can do good in the screens, you can do good in radio, you can do good in this and this.
Yeah.
And I always take their word. You know, if an opportunity presents itself, I go for it. So in this case, these guys they're from America, but the show was in UK.
Okay.
So they contact me.
Wow.
I knew nothing about the show. People auditioned to be part of that.
Yeah, it was a big production.
I knew nothing. They contacted me. I just got an email. I even thought it was a scam. It's like, this one's.
What's happening?
We're from America, but we're in UK. You know those ones?
Yeah.
I'm from America, but I'm staying in Cape Town now.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was like, this is
the story is not. Yeah.
So they were like, would like you to be part of our cast on Mandela musical. I was like, oh, okay. When can we give you a call? Are you interested? I was like, yeah, I'm interested. And then they gave me a call. But before they did that, I had to go on the internet and do my research. Just
like check if this is legit. Yeah.
And I saw them, and they did a video call.
Wow.
And it was them, the brothers.
And now when you speaking with these people with American accents, and you're like,
my smile was here. And actually, those guys are from South Africa.
Is it?
But they're based in America.
In America.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and we had that interview there, and they were asking me about, radio and my personal stuff and all that. And they asked me if I could dance. Like I said, there.
Yes to every tick every
dance,
box.
But I said yes. But you know how to dance? I was like, yeah, I know. But okay, can you please send us a clip of you dancing? Like yo.
Now you have to ask us. Did you call your sister again?
No. I actually went to my adult videos.
Yeah.
I actually took the performance of the night, Showstopper.
Oh yeah.
And I took that video and sent it to them.
Nice.
I was like, oh great.
And as when they see idols, come on.
You see,
come on now.
I was like, they were like, no. You know what? Great. We'll send you the contract. You'll be contacting by this and this. And then they concluded everything.
Yeah.
Booked the flights, everything. And next thing I was in UK playing the son of the late Nelson Mandela.
That is
on Mandela
big.
musical.
That is big, man. That is big. That is big.
Thanks,
dude. So how was like traveling? Was it your first time outside of South Africa?
No, it was actually my second
Your
time.
second time
Going to UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
man.
It
So
was
you
great.
well traveled. You well traveled. Yeah. How is it that side? How is it that side?
Honestly, it's very cold.
Yeah.
Very, very, very cold.
Mm.
Like I am. They say they experience only summer of 1 month.
1
It's
month,
hot.
and I'm
1
sure it's
month
not
only.
even like our summer. It's like a
Nah.
young nyana summer nyana
Nah.
nje.
Those people, it's very cold outside, bro. It's
And the
cold.
people and the energy.
The energy is good. You know, artists appreciated that side. That's one
That's
thing that I
good.
loved about
That's
UK.
good.
And honestly, I'd love to go back there.
Wow.
And find something permanent that side.
Yes,
because
in
they
term
really
in
appreciate
your
art.
art space nje.
Yeah, yeah. You know, when coming to theater, people that side don't go and watch movies. They go and watch theater.
Wow,
There's a lot
wow.
of
So they still care about the core
Yes.
arts.
That's
good.
what they enjoy. Like there's a lot of theaters. Every corner there's theaters, and they're always packed. You know, I remember when we were doing this whole show.
Yeah.
From December until February, no, November until February, it was always packed.
Wow.
All the seats, it was always sold out.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, you don't get that a lot here. I mean, obviously, una libo Joburg theater, libo state theater, mara market, but it's only those ones that we know of.
Yeah,
and then the local shows are not so much supported here in South Africa. So I think it's something that we, and I mean, that's in essence what we're trying to do with shows like World of Art, is to actually give awareness to people. Yo, there's such a thing as arts, there's such a thing as music, such a thing as acting, whatever the case is. You know, we're trying to put eyes and an audience on this thing. I think it's very important, especially us as an artist.
True.
Botlhale, now we've spoken about your journey and it's quite a whirlwind. Let's talk about, the other side of it, because I mean, everything has its good and its bad sides. What are maybe some of your highlights in terms of the more negative side of this industry, or things that were not so easy in your journey for you that you can speak about?
Yo, honestly speaking, even now things are not easy.
Yeah.
The industry is not easy to make it, especially if you are independent.
Yes. Speak more about that. I think that's a very important topic. Being an independent artist and the
it's
challenges.
not easy because of now everything comes from your own pocket.
Yes.
From marketing, from wardrobe, from shooting music videos. Everything that you do has to come out of your own pocket.
Your pockets. Yes.
And you know how things are. There's this thing called payola. You have to pay everywhere.
It's something that exists but doesn't exist.
True.
Yeah,
that's how
it's
it is.
like that. Yeah.
So if you don't have that, it's not easy for you to make it. And to make it in the industry, you need money.
Yeah.
That is why people who are signed with these big labels,
Record labels. Yeah.
they make it easy because of they are forcing you to listen to their music. Your music, I mean, their music will be playing on radio throughout the day, on TV throughout the day, and you are forced to love the song. You're gonna end up loving the song,
true,
even if
because
the song
it's
is
on
not
high
good, but
rotation.
it's on high rotation. So that's how it is. So if you do not have money, then it's not that easy. Again, you're not gonna be appreciated in your own neighborhood. Yeah, that's one thing that people should know about the industry.
Yes.
When they book you, they're always gonna ask for a fee.
Yes.
Yeah, mokasi.
Yes.
I don't understand how that works, but they always ask for that.
we know you, Mos. Braga, come on.
Fee mokasi here. Fee, like I'm trying to put.
Which one is a kasi fee? Which one is?
Come on now. How do you grow from
it's
your
exploitation,
own hood?
if anything.
Yeah, they exploit you. Always they want to negotiate the fee. Okay, it's your fee mokasi. Okay, exposure. You guys know me, mokasi. What exposure are you giving me? Better for you to go out where you're gonna be appreciated.
More appreciated.
Go to people who appreciate you.
For your talent, and as opposed to Intwana yako 21 more Ramiz mosi. No, I hear you.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Look, those things are very challenging, and I know besides you sitting here with me right now, even myself, I have my own challenges as an artist.
Sure.
So let's talk to that kid that's like somewhere in Makaya right now who wants to get into this whole music thing or the acting or the radio thing. What advice would you give to them, or how would you advise them to start in a career like this, which is so up and down and shaky like ours?
Sure. Well, the most important thing is to do some research of what you're getting yourself into. Because a lot of people get into the industry not knowing what they're getting themselves into. A lot of them go and sign, contract that they do not understand.
Yeah.
And at a later stage, you find that they're biting them. And when they go back, they have already signed for that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists, I'm not going to mention any names.
Yes, I mean, we've seen it.
We've seen a lot of them who've been, robbed, exploited.
Yeah.
And so research is very important. You need to know exactly what you're getting yourself into.
And if you don't know, get someone who knows.
Yes.
To help you.
Internet plays a very huge role.
Yeah.
If you're going to go to Google, you'll find everything there about percentage splits and everything in the music industry, or what percentage should the manager take, because the managers are robbing artists. A lot of managers are robbing artists who don't know exactly
these terminologies and all those things.
So it's a lot. So if you can just do a proper research of what you're getting yourself into, then you're good to go.
That's good to hear. So in other words, guys, Nizwile Nani, don't just get into this thinking it's just lights, glimmers and action. Do your research and make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. Let's take it back a little bit. We just came from COVID a few years ago.
Yeah.
It was a very tough time. I think, for everyone in the world, we faced different challenges. What were your biggest challenges that time as an independent artist? And, what kept you motivated? Uguti, now, even in 2023, you are still going,
Whew. Yeah, COVID was a pain and a half, honestly. But in most cases, I always use things that are negative and turn them into a positive thing. So COVID struck and there were no gigs. Like, it was dry. It was dry season, man. But we always find ways to make money.
Yes.
So I've been performing even though there was, a lockdown and all that. But they were not paying because,
everything is tight.
Back doors, but you have to, find something to put food on the table.
Yes.
It was very difficult, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was difficult, and saying that I've used it into something positive, turned it into something positive. It was when I worked on my album, titled Sono Plomo.
Yeah.
The whole album was fully recorded during lockdown.
During that time.
And we were working remotely. We never met in the same studio and recorded the whole thing.
How was that process for you? Because normally a studio session is the way we are used to it. Ukuthi vele siyahlangana as an artist, then we now recording something, a piece. And how was that process for you?
Honestly, it was a bit challenging.
Yeah.
But it was nice as well, because it was my first time working like that. And I love to challenge myself. So for me, it was easy, a bit easy. So what I do is I play guitar.
Yes.
So I'll just play some chords, write some lyrics, and then whatever that I've played, I'm gonna send it to the guy who's gonna play guitars.
Okay.
I mean, not guitars. I mean keyboard.
Just so they can have some.
Yeah, they're gonna layer the song and everything, and then the drummer is gonna play, and then the bass guitarist is gonna come in and do his stuff.
Wow.
And then it's gonna be.
So it all just comes together step by step by step.
Yeah. And we were all scattered. The guy who was producing was in Mafikeng. I was here in Pretoria. The other guy was in Joburg, and the other guy was in Dubai.
And you did that for your whole album?
Yeah.
That is crazy, man.
And mind you, I didn't even have money by then. Everything was recorded for free.
Yeah.
Because it's guys who used to play for me on my band.
And I suppose if you look at it from a different perspective, it makes everything authentic.
Yeah.
Because you are not doing it for rates or whatever. You're doing it for the passion and the love of creating music.
True.
So Botlhale, let's go a bit forward now. Who does Botlhale see himself as, or what does he see himself doing in the next 5 to 10 years? What is your vision for your brand and where you want to take it?
Honestly, in the next 5 or 10 years, I wanna hop into the property industry.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I've always wanted to be an architect, and for me to be an architect, I've always wanted to have to own my own estate.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to that direction slowly but surely. I'm going there.
Still doing music, or we've left the music now?
I think at the later stage I'm gonna leave music.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave music because I'm tired. Music is so tiring, honestly. So I'm gonna use music as my stepping stone.
Okay.
Once I've gathered all the funds that I need,
Okay.
then I'm gonna step into the property industry and fully focus on that.
I see.
Maybe I'll do music, behind closed doors.
Okay.
And maybe I'll write for people and all that, but
Not fully letting it go,
Yeah,
because it's always gonna have that special place in your heart.
True.
So quoting not word for word the late Ricky Rick, he spoke about this a lot. Artists, especially independent artists, shouldn't rely on radio stations and television, and should use the internet. What's your stance on those words of his?
That is well, I go with that.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was doing the music workshop,
Yes.
I was one of the facilitators there, and I told them that social media is the biggest tool in the whole world, and especially now TikTok. TikTok
Yes.
is the fastest growing tool that can take you and put you somewhere.
Yes.
So I remember, like I just said, I recorded the album in 2020.
Yeah.
And due to TikTok, my album was able to reach #1 in
Wow.
SA charts.
Wow.
And it was all because of TikTok. No, we cannot say there's gatekeepers and all that. Social
Yes.
media plays
Social
a huge
media it breaks down the gates.
Yeah.
So there's no need for actually these payolas. You can take that same cold drink payola money and actually put it back to our TikTok content creators to
True.
help push your work.
And it'll definitely work.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have made it in the industry through TikTok. We know a lot of people who are well known now through TikTok.
Yeah, or any other form of social media.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. Because I think a lot of artists do find these challenges and then they end up giving up. And I think we are here to encourage people who truly love what they are doing.
Yeah.
There's always a way.
True.
If you really want this for the right reasons. And I think it's important that people want it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Because if you're just doing it because you want to be famous, I think that's another.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, I understand.
That is why we have a lot of people, when things don't go their way, they end up taking their lives. Because if you go there with a wrong mindset, that I just want to be famous, and if things don't go your way, then you're gonna end up crashing.
Let's touch a little bit on that, man. Mental health issues. What's your view on everything that's happening right now, or what's your story, or where do you fit in terms of that conversation?
Talking
Personally.
about that, I had a friend, and I'm sure you guys, maybe you might know his song or his music. There was this beautiful song, Kuko Tandayo.
Yes.
That guy was my friend, and he had his own problems.
You said is he no longer with us?
He's no more.
May his
Unfortunately.
soul rest in peace.
And he took his life. It was last year.
Wow.
So, how the industry
Such a talented
is,
individual.
Bro, the industry is somehow. So, he was robbed. Like I was saying earlier on, do proper research so that you know exactly what you're getting yourself into.
Okay.
And he was robbed.
It was not in a particularly good deal.
Yeah, he didn't get what was for him.
And that was a huge song.
It was a huge
That was
song.
a huge song.
It
There
was
was
a
no
hit,
one
bro.
who didn't know that
Yeah.
song.
So I remember this other time he opened up to me and he broke down. And that time he was driving. We were on a highway and he was driving and he's crying. That day I was like, this is my last day, because he's breaking up, and Kamo, he's also driving, and we're on a highway. I was like, yo. And
Anything
I was
can
able
happen,
yeah. I was able to calm him down, and we were able to talk. Where I least expected, I get a call that this guy has hanged himself. It's bad. It's really bad. It's bad.
That's
bad.
quite hectic, man.
Yeah.
That's quite hectic. I think we need to be very sensitive about such things because it's our reality as artists. I think people see, like I said, the glitz and the lights and all these fancy things and things like social media, as much as they are positive in promoting the art. But I think they do have a negative effect because we look at other people's lives and want what they have, and 9 times out of 10, that's not even their real life.
True.
And it kind of it affects our psyche and our mentality. I think as artists we need to talk about this more in the music and in whatever form of art. I think it's very important for us to give a platform to talk about these things and to help each other.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, like I said, that is why I keep coming back to platforms like such as ours, World of Art. In our small capacity, we are trying to give a platform to other artists because I know what it is, even myself as an artist, to not be loved or recognized for the thing that you want to do, and people just don't see it the way you want them to see it. It hurts.
Yeah, it does.
It hurts. It's discouraging, and not everyone can keep going.
True.
Some have the drive, but some don't. We are not built the same way. So I think it's very important to sibambane. Speaking of which, the musical landscape right now that we are in, and how music is looking in South Africa right now, what's your view on how things are going in terms of the way are you happy with what you are seeing? Are you not happy with certain things?
Honestly,
just personally in general.
I am happy because like we're talking about social media now.
Yeah.
A lot of youngsters who are good now are getting the platform to showcase you know, their talent through social media. And it's playing a huge role that their music can be heard everywhere through TikTok. TikTok, like I was just saying, it's the biggest tool.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with where the South African music is going, because South African music has gone abroad. It's international now. So
we are recognized. We are recognized.
I remember when I was in UK, I went out clubbing, and they were playing South African music in that club.
Just like we are here, like, around the corner.
I felt like I was home. So it's growing.
The world is getting smaller in a good way. That's good, man. You know, so there's a question, Botlhale, that I always ask my guests. Oguti, if there was no such thing as art in the world, what would you be doing as a Botlhale?
Oh, everything that I do is art. That's the thing. Because I'm good when coming to cooking. That is art.
Yes.
Drawing, that is art. You know, music, art. Property, I was gonna be an architect. That is
which
art
is a
as
form
well.
of art, yeah.
So everything, I'd like to believe that everything that we do is art. Yeah. So
as long as you are creating something, this is what I'm getting from this. As long as you're creating something, you are happy, no matter what it is that you're creating.
Yeah. So I honestly do not know what I'll be doing, because everything that I do is art.
What's your dream radio job?
Dream radio job. Working at Motsweding FM. Yeah.
Put it out there right now. They will find this, they will see this. We will hear you there.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I will give you a call when you're doing your afternoon drive there. We're gonna be recording live from your studios there.
Sure.
What is your dream acting job?
Acting job, I just want to do theater. Theater, I think, is good. Not to be in your TV screens and all that, but theater is what I'd love to do.
Which production do you
Lion
like? Is
King,
your ultimate like
The Lion King?
The Lion King.
The Lion King. I've been auditioning for that. Hey, bro.
Now you'll get it. You know you will get it. You will get it.
Trust me, it's not. But I'm gonna keep on going and going and going. Finally, in one of the good days, I'll be.
No, definitely. I mean, if it's easy, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
and if it's difficult to get, it definitely is worth it. So keep going there.
Yeah.
What is your dream? I won't say music career, but what is your ultimate dream in terms of you musically? Where do you see yourself ultimately, or where you wish to see yourself musically?
Sure. You know, I'm a very versatile musician, or a very versatile singer.
Yeah.
So my wildest dream is always being able to do different genres and getting awards for different genres of music in one night. Or in one ceremony, getting different awards,
recognition,
different genres. Yeah.
Top 2 African artists, or should I? Let me just bring it back. South African artists.
South African artists. My top 2.
Yes.
Who? I go Yama Tuman. That is the first guy.
All right.
Maporisa is very good, and the second one. Who is it?
It's a tough one.
South African.
I don't think too hard. That name that's just here. That's me.
Because there's a lot of Java.
Yeah, Java.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Internationally, top 2.
International. Kofi.
Yeah.
And John Legend.
John Legend.
Yeah.
Wow. Look, before we end the show, I just I just want to hear from you. What are your plans? What can we expect from Botlhale? Something that's going to come recently. Any new projects? Any new collaborations that we can expect from you?
Well, I'm currently working on a beautiful song that I'd love to feature the person that I just mentioned now, Matumani.
Yes.
Also as Kabza and Youngstana. I'm working on
I hope you guys are watching. Please, Matumani, please, Youngstana, Kabza.
Yeah,
highlight your boys.
Hopefully it will reach them. So I'm gonna, just record something and put it on my TikTok.
We'll start a hashtag if we have to. We can get it done.
Mention them and see how things go. But I believe they're gonna love the song. It's a very beautiful song that I've been working on. So after that, then I'm gonna work on releasing another album. Yeah. That is the plan, but I'm changing my sound completely. Nice. So I'm going on a different route. I've changed everything. When coming to my voice, I'm no longer going to be singing with that voice that they used to, but I'm going to change everything because I've rebranded as well. So I'm no longer Botlhale, but just Botlhale. That is my stage name. Right. So nice.
One day when you part from this earth, what do you want people to remember you as or remember you by?
First of all, for my daughter to remember me as a good father, and for people who follow me, for people who love me, to remember me as a great musician who changed or touched their life through my music. Yeah, that's powerful, man. Speaking of fatherhood, from one new father to another young father, I think it's not a topic that a lot of guys like to get into lately, but I do see the landscape changing. What's your stance on fatherhood now, modern fatherhood as we see it in the world? Are you still seeing the same things that the narratives that are put out there? Fathers don't take care of their kids or whatever. What's your views on that? Well, it used to be like that, and I'm one of them. I'm one of those who, my father never took care of me. And I told myself one thing, that I'm not going to be like my father. I'm going to change that. I'm going to break the cycle. Yeah. So I believe that a lot of youngsters today, a lot of young dads, are taking care of their children. You can see them on social media. I hope that they're doing that
and not just posting.
So I think it's going for a better one.
I believe they are as well. I do believe that. I also see a positive change there as well. And I also, even speaking from myself, I do just want to be the best father that I can, because I was blessed enough to have a good father. So I can only wish to be at least as good as my father or even better than to my son.
I feel you, man.
Definitely, man. No, Botlhale, before we end the show, I just want you to leave some words of encouragement for people out there who are just trying, but they're on their last whim and they just want to give up in this artistic space, man. Just what can you say to them? Something that you can leave them with.
Okay.
I think you can shoot it straight into
Okay. Just be yourself and don't be a slave for validation. That's all I can say. Because a lot of people, when they do things, they seek validation, and when they don't get it, that's where they crash. That's where they give up and all that. So if you can just do you, be you, then you're gonna go far.
There's nothing more I need to say after that. It's really none. The man himself, man, I wish you all the best on your journey.
Thanks, man.
Nothing but good vibes from you, man. I see positivity. I see big things coming in your direction.
Sure.
Thank you for sitting with us. World of Art, Black House Entertainment, baby. Salutas. See you on the next one.
Sing petita ngathi flag lasemelika spushi sponsors dume ngokenik noma ungaphuza mesivela baya panic ngiphethe Mac PDA element lezi zinje King K flow uyakhathaza King K flow uyalimaza I walk like the mayor since petty casa everywhere that I go but it put you young ties ngikhule ngizibheke speeding kanti namzovele TV Nalingani says in Costa every day zingiphendulisa
I die for you, you die for me. Sijazami fellas getting out for free. Jalo mabas born away on TV. Ngoba dala fellas kudla sula I believe.